and welcome back to my channel. My name's Rachel, this is Stitched Up. So today's vlog is my participation in the SewFrugal22 challenge, which is hosted by Sam from Frugalisama and the lovely Ruan, who is a Yorkshire sew girl. Now, I'm not going to go into loads of detail about this challenge because I'm sure if you've been following along, and if you haven't and you don't know anything about it, where have you been? Because yeah, you must know about it. If not, I will leave all the links down below in the description box so you can go and find out a bit more about this challenge. But I'm going to get straight into it about what my plans are for SewFrugal22. So along with myself today is the lovely Christine from Christine Sews a Lot. I will leave a link to her channel down below so you can go check out her vlog as well. So I've been taking a lot of time to think about what I want to do for this challenge this year, because last year I made a gorgeous dress from Mood. However, I never wore it and it ended up donated, and I think the reason for that was because the pattern that I chose was quite out there and looked great if you didn't move in it, but the minute you moved you exposed all sorts. So yeah, in retrospect it probably wasn't the most real life appropriate thing to make. So I've been thinking a lot over the last month or so about what I am going to make for this challenge this year, and originally I was thinking a lot about tops because I work in, you know, a professional capacity and need to look fairly smart when I'm at work, and I am really short on work appropriate tops. So thanks to all the lovely vloggers that have already put their vlogs up for this challenge and some of the fabulous ideas that are out there, I've come across an awful lot of patterns I had no idea about, which has given me lots of inspiration. However, I have spent a lot of February already making tops and I'm sort of a bit topped out, if I'm honest. So I was thinking ahead a little bit more about spring and, you know, the lighter evenings, warmer days, all that kind of thing, and getting more into spring sewing. So I have decided that I'm just going to go a bit off-piste completely, and I am sort of going to draft my own and hack a pattern that I've come across that's free. And I've been spending some time choosing fabrics from my stash, thinking about how they're going to work together to create a sort of spring, early summer outfit that I think I will get lots of wear out of. So I thought I would talk to you a little bit about my plans, and I hope you're interested to hear what I'm going to be doing. Right, okay, so I've grabbed my coffee first because I've been really busy this morning. It's Saturday and I've got my live sew along tonight, so yeah, I've been prepping for that like a mad woman. If you want to know what I'm wearing today, this is my Wilder blouse that I made a couple of years ago now in some lovely fabric. It's a viscose, can't remember where I got it from, but yeah, it's lovely, and yeah, I like wearing it a lot. So let me grab my coffee. I've got my notes with me, I've got Pluto with me. Piper's being well behaved so far, but I'll just show you Pluto. He's just there, look. Swishing his tail. Right, those of you that follow the Stitch Sisters on YouTube might remember about a year ago, Rachel drafted her own tiered maxi skirt, and she used scraps of fabric that she already had in her stash, and this is where I sort of started my thinking about what I was going to be planning. I just basically googled how to draft your own maxi skirt and I found a tutorial on WikiHow. I will leave a link to it down below. I can't say at the minute whether this, you know, is a really good tutorial or not because I've not used it yet, but this is the one that I'm planning to make. And on the face of it, it sounds fairly straightforward, as in you've got 3 equal tiers that sort of make up the skirt, and you start off with the top tier being 1.5 times your waist measurement, the mid tier is 2 times the first tier, and then the bottom tier is 2.5 times the width of the second tier, if that makes sense. And then you just stitch them all together, put some elastic around the waist, and Bob's your uncle. Now I wanted to do something just a little bit more involved than that, in the fact that I've decided that I'm going to shear the waist rather than just putting elastic in it, because I don't particularly like elastic waists on my shape. I don't think they're very flattering for me personally. But I think a shirred waist is quite nice, because then you can, you know, you can decide where you're going to wear it, whether you're going to wear it high-waisted or low-waisted, etc. And yeah, I've just got this vision in my head of this gypsy peasant skirt that I can swish about in the spring and summer with a pair of flip-flops and feel like some 70s goddess, basically. So that is my plan. But what I also want to do between the tiers is I've got lots of lovely sort of laces and ribbons and all those kinds of things in my stash that I've picked up over the years that I haven't had a clue what I'm going to do with, and they're just languishing in my stash, and they deserve to be used. So I have been rooting around in my stash to find some fabrics that work together that I can make a maxi skirt out of. And originally I was going to go with sort of reds and pinks, because those are the colours that I love, but actually what I've chosen is more the sort of blues. And I'm quite pleased with how these three go together, because I'll be honest with you, I'm not very good at matching prints together. Some people just have that knack, don't they, of being able to use clashing prints and they work really well. I'm not very good at visualising that. And so, you know, just grabbing three fabrics out of my stash and throwing them together and hoping for the best, it would just be a disaster. So I have had to take quite a fair bit of time, despite how big my stash is, being able to actually pick fabrics out and see how they're going to work together. And I finally settled on these three fabrics. So Pluto, let me have the fabric. Okay, so the first one that I have chosen is actually a really old fabric that I've had in my stash for about 7 years now, and it's never been used. They're all viscoses, so I think they're going to work really well for that peasant skirt vibe. And it's this one here. It's like a sort of, it reminds me of a paisley design, but it's not paisley. I cannot remember where I got this from. It's beautiful, very pretty. I think I have about 2 meters of it, and as I say, it has been just sitting there in my stash for a long time, waiting to be loved and used and made up into something beautiful. And this was the sort of main fabric that I've picked out that I decided to work with. So I needed to choose 2 other fabrics from my stash that are going to work with this. So this is going to be one of the tiers. I haven't quite decided which tier is going to be which yet, but this is going to be one of the tiers. So the next fabric that I picked that I think works quite well with this is another viscose, which is this one. And this is a fairly recent purchase, to be honest. I think I got this from Rainbow Fabrics in Kilburn. And again, it's beautiful viscose, gorgeous print. It's got lovely blues in there, but obviously some peaches and pinks and greens and orange as well. But I think that these two will work fairly well together. And yeah, I mean, looking at those together, I think they work quite well. And then the last fabric that I've chosen is totally sort of wide off the mark completely, but I think they will work. And this one again is fairly recent. I think I got this from the textile centre, and it's this one here. Again, a viscose with this lovely sort of hydrangea print on, and it's in a totally different blue. So the three of these together, if I can hold them up and show you. There we go. These are the 3 fabrics that I'm going to work with to create a tiered maxi skirt, peasant, boho, gypsy, whatever you want to call it. And I think they're going to look really nice. So I'm going to plan to use this tutorial, but as I say, I want to add a little bit more interest to this skirt than just making a straight tiered maxi skirt. And I've been rooting around in my stash, and I found some really lovely laces that I think will work really well. And what my plan is that between each tier, I'm going to add a strip of lace, so it just gives that more vintage vibe to it. So there's two that I've chosen from my stash. The first one is this one, which is a crochet lace. Hopefully you're not going to see that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these laces down and I will give you a close-up and show you what they look like. Okay, so this is the first lace I've got. It's a crochet lace and it's pure white. It's really, really pretty. And yeah, the plan is that it will be stitched to the bottom of the top tier, and then the next tier will start just underneath the scalloped edge, and then again between the second and third tier. The other one that I've chosen is this one. Again, it's based on a crochet lace, but it also has some sort of ribbon through it at the top as well. This one is in cream, whereas that one's white. I think, you know, you can't really tell the difference on camera. But both of these I've had in my stash for quite some time, and I've got enough of them to be able to utilise in this hand drafted skirt, and I'm hoping that they will work really well and just add a bit of a sort of vintage touch to it. So that's my main plan with the skirt, and I can sort of picture it in my head and I think it's going to work really well. As I say, that's Martin just out the window just waving to me. As I say, I'm not sure yet which particular fabric is going to be which way around. I don't know which is going to be the top tier and vice versa. So that's going to be a bit of a surprise. But that's what I'm going to work on. And yeah, I think it's going to be really nice. Now, secondary to that, I also want to create a top that's going to work with this skirt, and this is a free pattern that I have found that I've wanted to make for quite some time actually, and you know, there's so many things I want to make but I just don't have enough time. It's the Noah linen shirt by the fabric store. I'll put a picture of it here and I will leave a link to it down below. But the fabric store have lots of free patterns on there, and they've got a couple of shirt patterns that I really like. But I think that what I want to do with this shirt is I want to make it sleeveless. So I'm planning to vlog how I make this outfit in March and then put that up as my reveal vlog at the end of March. But yeah, what I'm planning to do is have a go at this shirt, but I want to make it sleeveless and I want to make it a tie front as well. So I'm going to have to hack the pattern and play about with it. But I've chosen a fabric from my stash that I want to make the shirt out of that I think is going to work really well with this skirt. And it's not very interesting, but you know, bearing in mind the skirt's got a lot going on with all those prints and different colours and the lace as well, the top needs to be fairly muted and a little bit more sort of reserved. And the fabric that I've chosen from my stash is a viscose. It's a plain viscose and it's just this navy blue. I think I probably picked this up from eBay. I've got a few of plain viscoses in my stash because I think they always work for this kind of thing where you just want to make something fairly plain. Now, I know the shirt is designed, this shirt pattern is designed for linen fabrics, which obviously is a lot more structured than viscose, but I think it's going to work. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to having a go at that as well. So fabric choices are here. I've got these three fabrics, these three gorgeous fabrics that are going to be the skirt, and this is going to be a sleeveless tie front shirt that I think will work really well together. And yeah, I'm really excited to see how this works out. Now, I mentioned at the start of this vlog that I was thinking initially along the lines of making tops, and another sort of little announcement that I have to make is that to tie in with the SewFrugal22 challenge, those of you that have been following me for a while know that throughout 2022 I am doing a monthly live sew along that viewers of my channel and my Facebook community group can vote on a particular pattern that becomes the live sew along for that month. And I'm really excited to say that in March, the patterns that I am choosing for the next live sew along will be free patterns that will tie in with the SewFrugal22 challenge. So these patterns will be absolutely accessible to all, and I'm going to put up an announcement in my community tab on YouTube and also in the Facebook group to show you the 4 patterns that I have chosen that you can vote on, that are all completely free. and one of those patterns I will sew up as my next live sew along later on in March. So obviously there are lots and lots of patterns out there. I'm sure you've seen, if you've been watching the other vloggers that have been putting their vlogs up over the last week. The patterns that I've chosen, one of which I will sew as part of the live sew along, are the following patterns. The first one is the Etty top by Tammy Handmade. I'll put a picture of that in here. It's a gorgeous little camisole with a gorgeous scallop neckline, and it's beautiful. I think this would look so nice in styled in so many different ways over summer. The next one that I've chosen is the Parisienne top from Sew Different Patterns. Again, I will put a picture of that here and leave a link to it down below. This is a much different style. It's more of like a draped top, again, that is really pretty and I think would be lovely to wear in spring with, you know, jeans or shorts or whatever. The next top is one that Sam from Frugalisama mentioned on one of her Frugal Fridays, which is the Anastasia top by Pie Verte, which is a French pattern company. Again, this pattern is absolutely free. It is beautiful. It's a gorgeous button-up blouse with a ruffle neckline, short sleeved, and it's stunning. And I have printed this pattern out already because I will be making this at some point. It's gorgeous. And the last pattern that I've chosen for you to choose from is the Riley shirt, again by the Fabric Store. And this is another shirt pattern, but what I love about this shirt is the oversized cuffs. It looks gorgeous. So those are the 4 patterns that are going to be up for a vote for the live sew along in March, and the ethos of this is to completely tie it in with the Sew Frugal challenge. So all of these patterns are completely free, and the idea is that you choose a fabric from your stash to make this up. So I'm really excited to be able to tie this in with the SewFrugal22 challenge, and I hope you will join in with it and cast your votes when the polls go live. So that's it from me today. I hope you've really enjoyed listening to my plans for this challenge, and I hope you will go and have a watch of Christine's to see what she's up to as well. Tomorrow, watch out for So Little Time and the Stitchy Wife. Their vlogs will be live tomorrow, and yeah, there's still lots to come to give you lots of inspiration for this challenge, so hope you'll go check out the other vloggers that are taking part as well. It's been super popular this year and I am so behind. I've still got quite a lot to get through myself, but yeah, hope you are going to be taking part. I can't wait to see what everybody comes up with. It's just such a great challenge. So that's it from me today. Take care of yourselves and I will be back with you really soon. Bye.